Hello.
Hello.
Ali.
Menjünk tovább a főkülibe.
Sírd a laló.
Hello, Krisztián.
Hello, hello.
Miért nincs hang?
Ja, ó, bazd meg.
Mi a fasz van?
Be lehet ezt? Jó. Add egy kicsit, mert a run miatt levettem a cuccokat.
De mindent?
Aha. Bocsi. Mindig be.
De mi a faszért? De
Mert...
a videó miatt.
Igen.
Szuper.
És nincs felirat sem.
Sometimes I need
Hú, geci.
Nyugi.
Hello, sziasztok.
Hello, hello.
Kis technikai szünet.
Igen. Hol van a izé? Felületek meg eltesebbe.
fresh air. Other times we would
Most miért nincs?
simply sit
De
and watch the
szép.
sunrise.
Kicsit
So when we
elbasztam.
returned from Gemini, it seemed fitting.
Annyira gyönyörű ez a játék, srácok, hogy úristen.
Now he can always look out at Plain Zone and further east to the Nora sacred lands. He would have liked that.
Pont mondtam Mocónak, hogy kicsit lehetett volna drámaibban megcsinálva.
He said she used to gather her favorite golden blooms and tie them to her spear.
De jó, akkor így
Their
adtak egy
mother called
lezárás
it
neki.
useless, but Bala was stubborn.
Yeah, she seemed like that.
It wasn't easy. But I tracked down the
Mi a
flower,
helyzet, srácok?
gathered its seeds.
As verdant limbs wither, roots rot in snow, still the sea rises as certain as stone.
From death follows new life. So it is with the land. And so it is with us. I'm with child, Aloy. I was going to tell him when he got back from Gemini. Instead, one day, I'll bring our child here. We'll sit among the blooms and watch the sunrise.
I never got to tell him. To thank him. For saving my life. Sure, but also
De.
for not giving up on him.
He always knew.
És hagyjad.
Goodbye, Varl.
Én örülök neki, hogy így lezárták, úgymond.
I promise to look after them.
Pont mondtam Mocónak, hogy kicsit így lájtosra lett véve az, hogy így meghalt.
Ja, azért gondolhattad, hogy még lesz valami.
Hát reméltem.
I'll try to visit again when I can.
Már is oda lehet ülni.
But for now, I need to go to the fabrication terminal to install the new override on my spear. Then I'll use it on the sunray and get ready for an entrance Regala will never forget.
Ez biztos jó lesz az a röpködés. Már nagyon várom. Úristen, de szép. Nem tudom, lehet, hogy már eléggé végjáték lesz.
Gonna clean my gear later. I could do yours if you want.
I cleaned it already.
Yeah, of course.
Nem,
Think you
nem
can
tudom,
manage
mennyi van
things
még.
here while I go help Akaro?
Stopping Regala's war. It'll help us take the fight to the Zeniths.
Yes.
Then I'll make sure the rest of us are ready upon your return.
Okay. How's Aaron doing?
For a moment there, he thought he'd lost both you and Varl. But he never truly succumbed to despair.
Helyes.
Guess that Oseram's stubbornness comes in handy sometimes.
I know we both want to make the Zeniths pay for what they've done, but once we infiltrate their base, our priority will be to get Gaia and Beta out of there.
Don't worry. I won't go seeking revenge like some blood-crazed Tenakth. Wherever your arrow strikes, mine will follow.
Mint valami
Let's
őrült
hope we
Eli.
hit our targets.
Hol lesz a
We'll
fasz
be
2 de
facing
jó
Spectre
volt?
drones soon. Aaron and Katalo have fought them before, so
Already asked them to run us through some combat drills. Aaron moves like an oaf, but he's good with that hammer.
you look like you have something on your mind.
We're going to war soon. And war is something I promised myself I'd left behind in the Red Raids. But the more of your data I go through, every voice I hear, every word I read from our ancient past, it makes me realize just how much life was given so that ours could flourish. Fighting for that gift, it's our responsibility. If we fail, it was all for naught.
Helps to know you're not alone.
For a moment there, you sounded like Varl.
I don't know what you're talking about. Read anything interesting lately?
I found out the old ones use leaf infusions like the Utaru do. Tea, they call it. Apparently it helped soothe them. That and some sort of scented wax they used to cleanse their aura. Plus something called bubble baths.
Szarkávét nem említi?
Me, I think I'll stick to singing to calm the
Az is
nerves.
főzött.
Have you met our new Quen guest yet?
I could barely keep up as she gave herself a tour of the base. Varl gave her a new focus. Though when he told her she was free to access all the data we have here, she turned so pale I thought she'd faint on the spot. We showed her to the archive room so she could see for herself. She hasn't left the place since.
That sounds like Alva. How are things with everyone?
Slightly quieter. Aaron's been busy scouring data on his newest obsession. Apparently the old ones wrestled machines as some kind of performance. Called it metal versus meat. A must-see battle between steel and flesh, as Aaron likes to put it. You'd think we have enough of that going around as it is.
I need to get going.
Whatever you plan on
Most
doing
Izének nem
against
tudjuk
Regala,
megcsinálni a kezét?
you better return to
Nem,
us in
már
one
nem
piece.
tudjuk.
I'll try.
Akartam, de nem lehet. Amíg be nem fejezzük ezt a küldit, addig nem
Ja,
lehet.
igen?
Aha.
Hát akkor menjünk
És
csináljuk.
volt
meg.
egy csomó, ami így lezáródott.
Aha. Hát nem baj, csináljuk meg akkor a röpködőst.
Hú, az vagy nem azon a helyen van.
Meg a készleteket törzs fel, nem tudom, hogy állunk. Ja, most tudjuk föltörni majd a izét? Hát, ez durva lesz. Kár, hogy ezeket még nem tudjuk. Kell hozzá cucc. Mindegy, majd lehet a következő streamig levadázgatjuk ezeket, és akkor szedünk össze cuccot.
Override installed. Now to find a sunwing. I think there are some roosting at the top of the mountain.
Ja, meg oldod ezt,
Aha.
akkor kávézok.
Jó.
Yeah.
Vagy hát megpróbálom.
Spar for a bit. When you have the time.
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course.
Might be a way to deal with mine. And
Nem, ez nem a ládánk?
Yeah, beating the crap out of me makes you feel
Már
better.
kivettük.
I'm
Ja, igen? Jó.
Már hogy az nem a tartalékkészletünk, ha
Ja,
azt
az nem
keresed.
ja, azt kerestem.
Az ott a másik izé, ez az agancsos lófasz, ott a szobánkban van. Ez a szobánk, nem, az
Ez
a kijárat, szerintem az a szobánk. Ó, van izé.
Huh. A door focus. It's Varl's.
Ah,
I used to think no Nora would ever accept one. But Varl did. Even when he was overwhelmed.
hát,
He refused
sajnálom
to let me
amúgy,
push
hogy
it away.
meghalt.
Ja.
I failed Varl. At Gemini. I should have pushed harder. I should have done more.
Hát, nem lesz. Ha csak le nem klónozzátok.
Nézd meg a többi felkiáltójel és tudsz itt.
When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. I will, Rost. Now and always.
Én ezeket egyszer már szerintem megnéztem.
Kicsit visszaemlékszünk, aztán
All
megyünk.
this time I've
Ja,
been
én ezeket megnéztem.
so focused on what Elizabeth was like, what she would do. I was wrong.
War fókuszom meg nem
Beta to
volt
that standard.
akkor.
I probably shouldn't even be doing it to myself. I'll try to do better.
Nem, a tartalékláda,
De az itt van? Ja, ott látom, jó.
meg ott van még egy felkiáltójas izé is.
Nem lehet, hogy azok izéltek újra? Megnézzük. Nem.
So Silen's plan was to trick Regala into sacrificing her tribe in a hopeless battle against the Zeniths. It's so heartless. Hikaru, Deka, Katalo.
Amúgy megszerettem az utarukat is, meg a tenakokat is.
I won't let their lives be thrown away.
Ja, jó arcok
Ahogy így
amúgy.
csináltam a főküldiket, meg a izéket.
Már melléküldiket?
Ja, igen, azt akartam mondani.
Ja.
Oh, before I forget, I watered those plants for you. I just know they meant a lot to me.
Megröcsölt a virágokat.
Jó, az a izé. Labor.
Most napszárnyat kell befogni. Föl kell menned.
Into an icicle out here. Okay, I need to find a sunwing to override.
Hogy néz
Better
ki?
head up the mountain.
Srácok. Mik ezek a landscape-ek? Brutális. És ez itt van valahol?
Igen.
Igen.
Ja, Kotad az nagyon jó fej.
Följebb megyek.
De amúgy jó fej mindenki egyébként.
A maga
Már hogy így
módján.
így az ilyen haverok közül.
Hát nagyon kíváncsi leszek erre a izére. Ja, elég szép. Igen.
Mire leszel kíváncsi?
Hát erre a repkedésre, hogy ez hogy fog működni, meg hogy milyen lesz.
Szörúra lesz itt vannak.
Látom. Ja.
Azt lehetne mondjuk már, szerintem mindenki alkoholista lenne.
Az még lehet engem is megfektetni. De miért vannak ennyien?
És így lopódzni kell.
Hát lopódzok.
Good.
De szép a hú.
There are sunwings up here.
És ott van alatt a
I'll
növényzet.
have to approach them
Édes
quietly.
Istenkém. Nem... Alszik a kis babuci, alszik a kis babuci. Woohoo!
Got it.
Uff. Igen? Hát szép munka.
This is
Azt a...
I'm in the air.
Hihi!
Kemény. Pisti ki fog okadni, már látom.
Takarodjanak.
Repülj nyugatra. Pisti.
Mindjárt.
Whoa!
Hallod?
Head rush.
De jó.
Hold on. I'm in the air.
Then you'll
Majd
want to pick
mindjárt
up an
repülök, de
energy
most
cell
még...
on one of the ancient Horus Titans.
Micsoda?
But first you must send out a
Mindjárt
pulse
repülök,
to
de még...
activate them. I've sent you the
Pisti, már most
necessary
is repülsz.
software.
De nem úgy, hanem hogy
To
arra
deploy
megyek.
it, you'll have to override one of the communication machines you refer to as tallnecks. There's one in the middle of the
följebb
desert
is
that should
menni?
do nicely.
On it.
Kemény.
Ah. Ott a toronyba se voltunk, még a tévétoronyban.
Te miről beszélsz? Az a izé? Az a
Voltunk?
Tenakváros, a izé, sivatagban. Már hosszú gárda vagy mi a faszom.
De ott fönt voltunk?
Hát én voltam.
Takarodjatok.
I bet that's the
oda
Desert Clan's
fölmenni.
capital. I can really see the scale of it. The tall neck should be just south of here.
Szerintem most kell ahhoz a hosszú nyakhoz menni,
Amit
amit
nem
nem tudtunk
tudtunk.
izélni, tudod?
Aha, ott, ahol van, ne.
Ahol van, ja. Pisti még plusz egy órát a levegőben lesz. Igen, én is úgy gondolom. Pisti, a hosszú nyakhoz menjünk.
Megyek.
There's a tall neck. Need to get on top of its head.
Szia. Nyomjál izét?
Mit?
Kört.
Mit?
Kört. Meg lesz
Wow.
a levegőbe. Durva amúgy.
Know how to land this thing.
Aha.
Szállj le a hosszú nyakon.
Hát leszállok.
De kemény. Landoljál.
Azt a kurva.
Just got over.
Hello, Ricsi!
Szia Ricsi!
Szkenneljél, haver!
Jézus!
Nagyon jó repülés.
Okay, Tilda. I've overridden the tall neck.
Good. And the energy cells are now primed. Simply pick one up on a Horus. The nearest one should be northwest of your position. Dropping it on Regala's machine should produce quite a spectacle.
Thanks for the assist.
Ez biztos. Csak még előbb körülnézek itt, jó? Igen, jó, hát akkor úgy tudom hívni, mint úgy.
Igen.
Mindjárt csak még nézelődök egy kicsit.
Pisti.
De most miért nem hívja? Vagy ide nem hívja? Ja, jó, most hívja.
Whoa!
Hello!
Kemény!
Hello, hello!
Hello, hello!
Ott elrepülök.
Micsoda?
Elrepülök ott a hely mellett. Topog.
Hosszú gárda mellett?
Aha. Most srácok, mindjárt megyünk tovább.
Kell volt adnom.
Miért? Röpködnél mi?
Nem azért, mert így 5000 órával hosszabb lesz a stream.
Nem akarom nézni teletorni. Biztos, hogy voltunk ott?
Igen, biztos. Én fölmásztam.
Nézzük. Jó.
Ja, izzódárda. Más mondtam.
Menjünk át.
magasabbra kéne menni.
Megyek. Remélem napelemes, de úgy tűnik. Itt voltunk?
Most, hogy megkaptatok a repülés lehetőségét, időben most vagytok a játék 10% előtt.
There's the energy cell.
Sziasztok, szia, Uberi vagy.
Hello!
Jó,
Hú,
jó,
nagyon
nagyon.
jó. Röpködünk.
Jaj!
Hova kell mennem pontosan, mert...
Hát Pisti, szerinted hova?
Valahova ide alá, nem?
Aha,
Ehun van, ne?
vedd föl.
Got the cell. Now on to the grove. Pulse from Tonic should have reactivated all the energy cells in the region. I should be able to pick up more from the Horus I've got to. It'll be useful, even after I deal with Rebella.
Hű, bazd meg, de szép.
Gondoltam, hogy ezen Pisti ki fog készülni. Repülni lehet.
Nem tudom, hogy ez egybe lehetett, de szerintem nem.
Dehogy is. Nem mondtam.
Tehát ez mondjuk azért elég nagy újítás, és kurva jó.
Kurva jó.
Mhm. Miért nem jó?
Alright, here we go.
Lássuk mi. What the fuck? Hú, bazd meg. Nagy izé lesz, nagy baj lesz. Még annyira nem vagyok jó pilóta. Mióta előpilóta.
Norgala's inside. Akara will soon be dead. It's all over, Chaplain.
I gotta drop it now.
Na,
Here it
pikottó.
goes.
De ne a kicsire, az a nagyobb közé.
Pisti, ez nem csak a kicsire lesz.
Hoppá! Pikottó!
Mit zárlak?
Azaz. Helyes.
Elektromos kisülés.
Az.
It's Aloy. She flies on the wings of
Azon
the
ül most
tank.
elő.
The tide has turned.
Mi?
Azon ül most elő. Most kisülés. Nem fogom hívni a magadat. Kisülés. Fut a gyáva!
End of the line, Hakon. Now on your knees, and I'll give you the death you didn't have the spine to give me.
They're down! The machines! All of them! They're down!
Na mi a helyzet?
What? How's that possible?
Hát...
Regala!
Hihi. Szopi nyali lesz. Nyali fali.
Enough bloodshed! Let's settle this. You and me.
Ujjaj.
Easy to say when you're on top of a machine.
Ne félj, elég hülye, hogy leszálljon.
Well, that was just to get your attention. I don't need any help to take you down.
De?
Fine. I accept your challenge.
Hú, bazd meg.
And once I'm done with you, I'll get to finish the slaughter.
We'll see about that.
The duel is set. Let none interfere.
Most ez mi a fasz volt? Ja, felvettem a maszkot? Utána nem ismertem meg, bazd.
Istenem.
They spotted me.
Fight is just beginning.
Mamikát hogy van? Nézd! Gyere, Luffy! Hogy? Luffy!
Pisti, ez a
Hihi!
volt.
Luffy!
Me, coward!
szép volt.
Szép.
Nem akarsz gyógyulni amúgy?
De. Gyere! Hú! Gépi.
Gépi.
Hú!
Pisti, egyél! Ki csinál a némber?
Ki hát?
Szép volt.
Szíp. Ne! Ez az! Hoppa! Szép Májgeri.
Hol nincs nálunk a vigyóka?
Mi gyóka? Mi
A
gyóka?
fegyver.
Milyen fegyver?
Vagy ide. Ja.
Na ott van,
Az
hát
előbb
az kéne
ott
még, de az...
hagytuk
Mondjuk az íjat nem látom, de...
So that's how it's gonna be.
Hogy?
Enni kéne. Nem jó.
És most mit csinálják vele amúgy?
Hát... Meg kéne baszni. Ahogy. De Pisti? Figyelj!
Igen?
Ez ember.
Én azt értem.
Nem biztos, hogy ellenbontó nyillal kéne lőni.
Hát de a fejéről csak le kéne szedni ezt a fost.
Egyél. Töltsed újra.
Bújj le! Vagy bújj le!
Pisti, hagyd már a csapdát!
Nem a csapdát akarom, bazd meg! Ezt a szart. Hol van?
Nem azzal kéne, hanem a precízióssal.
Ja, igaz. Az melyik?
Az.
Ez?
Igen.
Hol van? De jól lőzte kis fasz.
Sokat.
Nem is látom, bazd
Hát
meg.
nem, mert lebukott.
Hát le. Anyádat lőtt ki a fedezék mögül, bazd meg.
És mit csinálsz? Hova ugrándozol?
Fúj! Ez elég buzi egy harc amúgy. Egyébként van ilyen izénk is, nem? Azért ez is oda fúr.
Pisti, toljad a kaszt. Szerintem kicsit messze van ahhoz. Egyikes. Azt hittem, hogy...
Jó szívós egy némber, bazd meg.
Ja. Szívós egy Ribi.
Az, így van, ne. Hol van?
Pisti, ott bújkál!
Rohadjál meg. Ez az. Visszadobja! Hűha! Aha, hát gondolom. Nekünk azért nincsenek olyan jó cuccaink sajnos. Hát én is attól félek.
It is.
Luffy! Hagyj éljek el!
Most
Luffy!
végig csapdázni fogsz?
Hát adok neki egy párat, ja.
Szép.
Luffy! Mi? Megbaszott, bazd meg. Adj már egy sört, nagyon megbaszott. És még így is kikerült a geci, ez az. Lábom! Szíp! Ó, bazd meg.
I'm not giving up.
Nem eszel? Törzs már föl a készleteid!
Béka! Béka! Nincsen már főzetem?
Nincs fűzeted.
De miért? Hol van? Puff! Geci és nem robbantja föl.
Elkettő.
Fúj! Leperizett, bazd meg.
Nincs lőszer.
Ó. Az nem jó.
De van másik tüskevetőd is.
Igen, de az ilyen... Az tényleg ilyen bontó. Ne, hát dodge-oltam. Nem látok?
Nem. És ha ott van előtted, akkor miért izélni kell?
Mit?
Szédrem!
Hello, hello!
Miért lövöd?
Mert jobb szeretek lőni. Főleg, hogyha izé van, ha energizáló lófasz van rajta.
Go ahead. Run me through. Shut your mouth, traitor.
Szegénynek megcsináltuk volna a karját.
It was you who flew in on the wings of the 10. You who challenged her by our rights. You must decide her fate. I spared her once. It only made things worse.
Levágjuk kezét, lábát és berakjuk egy dobozba.
Best of my marshal.
És ott fog élni.
What a waste.
Fú, nem tudom, nekem kell dönteni, bocó.
Pisti, te hívtad ki, te izéltél vele.
Maybe that's exactly what I need.
De szerinted...
What more do you have to conspire about?
Szerinted...
Whether you live or die.
Nem tudom, szívem szerint nem ölném meg, hát ha van még remény arra, hogy normális lesz, de nem tudom mennyi. Nem tudom mennyi. Nehéz döntés, miért kell most döntenem? Jó, mi mindig ilyen faszok vagyunk egyébként.
Nem tudom. Ez nem könnyű, az mi?
Semmi, azzal húzzuk az időt.
Akkor húzzuk egy kicsit az időt.
You led a rebellion that tore a tribe apart. All for bloodlust and revenge. Maybe the only thing you deserve is to die right here. Or maybe that fury can be directed at the real enemy.
You want to ally with her? How can you even trust her?
Na bazd meg.
Despite all that she's done, she's never been one to break her word.
Will she give it? I won't beg for my life. Decide.
Jó, nem öljük meg, adunk neki még egy esélyt, de legközelebb letépem a fejét és földugom a seggébe.
Nem lesz legközelebb.
Mert? Nem ölöm meg.
Azt sem takarod.
Lássuk.
I'm not here to
Mindig a nehezebb utat kell választani.
But there's another battle ahead. Against an enemy more powerful than anything you can imagine.
Jól jöhet még egyébként az emitesek ellen, ha sikerül
And I
meg
need
becsicskítani.
A squad that's willing to do whatever it takes.
I don't want your mercy.
It's not mercy. The battle I'm talking about will be charging into a nightmare.
Ja.
a better death than this? Yes. My blood is yours. Your enemies are mine.
Meet us at our stronghold
Ne kúrjál föl.
in the mountains near Plainsong.
You mean to send her alone? Without even an armed guard?
She does not need it.
I will be there. You have my word.
I'll hold you to it.
Chief, there's something you both need to see. In the throne room.
Jó, szerintem jól döntöttünk. Igen. Nem, jobb ez így. Szerintem. Mi valaki odaszart a padlóra?
He surrendered to our guards outside the grove. Claims he has an urgent message for the outlander who defeated Regala.
So, state it.
Kurva jó hangja van ennek a csávnak.
From an interested party.
Kibaszott silence.
Az hát. Elég jó maga, mert elég izgalmas amúgy.
Clear the room. Put him with the rest of Regala's soldiers.
I'll see you back at base.
Nem is el tudta a játékba.
You saved the tribe. Let me help you with your mission.
No. With Regala gone, you have a chance to build the future you dreamed of. So get to your task.
Then at least allow me to give you this. Armor for the battle ahead.
Hoppá.
May it keep you safe.
Remélem jó néz ki, haver.
Thank you.
Különben nem fogjuk használni. Fashion.
Isten. Még nem csináltuk meg a félkarút. És az a baj, hogy most belekezdtünk ebbe, és
De remélem most meg, lehet, hogy most meg lehet.
addig le lesz zárva, amíg ezt nem csináljuk meg.
Do you have any idea what you've just done?
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you too, Silence.
Congratulations on your victory. You saved the Tanakh for a few weeks. Unfortunately, you've doomed the entire planet as well.
Wrong. I don't need a Tanakh army to defeat the Zeniths.
Oh, Eloy. Have you learned nothing about the enemy we're up against?
More than you, hiding whatever hole you found. My idea is just better than anything you ever came up with.
Go on.
No, not here. We're doing this my way. Face to face, and with the weapon you've developed.
And why would I agree to that?
Because I'm your only way of beating the Zeniths, and getting the copy of Apollo that's on their ship. So meet me at my base.
Dremnek köszöntünk?
Mountains west of Plainsong.
Igen.
Time to submit
Szia,
to the
Drem.
inevitable
Nem
silence
köszöntem
and
volna, ne
follow the
haragudj.
person who actually knows what she's doing. Don't be late.
Igen, Drem, ez nekem is föltűnt.
Tilda, you there?
Amúgy most megcsinálhatnánk a
Silence is on
karját.
board.
Jó.
So head to my base.
Impressive. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Now that I can fly, I might want to see what else I can do before I head back.
Jó.
Ennél a főküldinél kell majd izélni.
Rohák. Milyen rohát kaptunk?
Mondom, a tegnap filmas volt.
Ja, aha. Egyébként nem néz ki rosszul. Közelharci sebzésre jó. Jó, mondjuk ez már így fejlesztve azért jobb. Jó. Egyelőre maradunk szép ruhába, aztán majd. Na jó.
Szóval ebbe a főküldibe kell majd izélni.
Traps made.
Az utolsó gépet beszkennelni.
Igen? Azt ne felejtsük el. Van nagy életerő? Jaj, ezt a közepeset használtuk, nem? Nincs elég nyersanyag anyád. Azt a kurva 5-öt használ a pasztából, vagy az kemény. Na jó.
Mi a terv?
Hát akkor most vissza kéne, a kezét hol kell megcsinálni, ezt a bázison?
Nem. Menjél a izéhez. A küldetésnél mellék. Ami elveszett.
Akkor ezt megcsináljuk, jó?
Jó. Elesett távol, tudod.
De minek?
Hogy elteleportáljál távol, tudsz,
de hát tudunk repülni.
Kell a izét.
Tudunk repülni. Nem szóval használjuk már. Beszéljünk ezekkel?
Of course. The Lowland clan fought
Csak
for
kéne,
our
nem?
own today.
Hát a trofi vagy
Like
ilyesmi.
the day Hikaru conquered the grove.
Nem kell trofiod?
We stand victorious. I see the same look in his eyes as I did then. Hope restored. His vision for us endures.
He'll need your continued support, I'm sure.
And he will always have it. Thank you for everything, Aloy.
Ezekkel gyorsan végigbeszélünk itt.
And so the wings of the ten
Igen, én is ettől
things were
tartok.
at their direst.
I'm not some legend come to life, Chitaka.
That may be, but we will always be in your debt.
Hát jó, hát csak meg kéne nézni, hogy milyen már repülni normálisan.
Aloy, never doubted you knew how to make an entrance with that. Ooh,
nem, mi?
that was something else.
Menő
Didn't think
volt.
I'd find you here.
You know, I just thought a battle that'll be sung about for generations wouldn't sound as epic if the desert commander were missing.
Miért van még mindig felkeltő elfelejtett? Hát senki. Mellékszereplő. Ezzel beszéltünk? Ez az öreg nő?
So, Aloy, you've added yet another deed to your name. And
Jó,
I'm
a
guessing
rucid.
by the look in your eyes that you're not done yet.
Not quite.
Is there anything we can do? We owe you that much.
After everything you've been through, you're one of the best people to support Hikaru's bid for peace. Not just between the clans, but with the Karja too.
Then I will. You have my word.
And until my last breath, I'll make sure the tribe remembers all that you've done for us.
Köszönöm meg.
You decimated Regalla's machine.
Hol jutok ki innen?
From Warbreakers to the wings of the cat. The next time I'm on leave, Hikaru and Aloy brought us victory.
Hello.
Jaj!
Kurva tölgyfa. Mi a baj? Pikpakot vagyunk. Meglásd. Mennyire kell mennünk?
Azt vágod, hogy...
Ez semmi. Légvonalba. Vágom, hogy?
Igen.
Could look along with my focus. Try to match the rest of the image.
Ja, jó, most nem látom. Dühösek valakik lenn. Nem tudtak repülni, mi? Felfedezve tábortűz, jel. De kicsit gyorsabb így, mint gyalog. Kármas gyík. Nehogy lelőjetek. Jaj, ne! Hello! Barát vagyok.
Barát mi?
Aha.
Yoshi barát?
Igen. Majd bejelölöm őket Facebookon. Küldök nekik barátkérőt. Facebook barátkérőt.
Hú, ezzeg.
Mi elveszett, nem veszheted újra. Köszönöm, madár!
Hey, Kotalo. I'm by the tremor test site, where we agreed to meet. Want to test that new arm of yours?
I'll be there shortly.
Menj egy kicsit.
Miért?
Mit?
Thank you.
Csinálok egy fos kávét.
Maybe now you can tell me what we're doing here?
Not just yet. Follow me, please.
Igen, jó röpkedni.
Someone's being awfully mysterious.
You took your sweet time telling me what you wanted to do to the bulwark. Consider
Make an
this
interesting color
my
for my
revenge.
Fair enough.
Ilyetök ebből szar kávét?
Igen. De azt nem tudod izélni, mikrózni.
This is it.
What am I looking at?
Az Alcatrazos?
Oh, you'll see. Come.
All right, talk to me, Kotalo.
I wish to test the arm on that. It has masked the valley for some time. Killed more than a few of the Sky Clan. But no longer.
Tesztelünk.
I'm honored to help.
Robotzsaru. Jó ez. Jobb, mint új korában.
Azzal milyen öklös tudod mi?
Ja. De hiányzik egy új?
After you.
Akkor lesz arra is mellékküldi. Megszerezzük a izét.
Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
De miért én? Hát nem a Kotalónak kéne megölni?
Hát jó, de együtt fogjátok megölni. Mondjuk ezek buzik?
Igen.
Hát mi ez romboló, nem?
Tűzgyújtó.
Most a Kotaló az mit csinál?
És mi izélek?
Nem tudtam, hol van.
Ki hol van?
Hát a Kotaló nem láttam.
Basszeg! Hát és egy izénk van! Gratulálok! Ez se. Jó lesz.
Van életerő. Meghalok?
Nem, Pisti, lövöldözött. De jól felkészültünk.
Hát ja.
I should get back to Kala. Hand over the parts.
Let's see how this thing likes the taste of metal.
Jó, Kotaló, mindjárt jövök el, meg gyűjtögetni egy kis orvosi pemetefüvet. Gondolom itt nincs is ilyen. Orvosi pemetefű kerestetik. Ez az. Nem kell a téli sáfrány, bugyó.
Tetszik ez a bögre.
Tetszik mi?
Ugyanolyan szarszaga van a kávénak amúgy.
Miért lenne jobb szaga a kávénak amúgy?
Nem tudom, gondoltam hátra reakcióba lép vagy szépen. Látod.
Kotalon nem kellett volna belekötni azokba az állatokba.
Jéj!
Miért patakszírom?
Nézzétek, marha jó bögre.
Kibaszott izébe az meg.
Sákok. Ilyen bádog.
Bádog ember.
Bádog bödöge.
Az ki az? Jaj nem, már hagyjatok már békében.
Lesz dereje? Vákos?
Rákos.
Vánkos dereje.
Rákos dereje.
Megnézted a beszkennelted a tűzgyújtogatót? X-el. De jót röhögtünk akkor, Dram.
Ja. Finoman szóval.
Szóval hogy szkenneld be a izét.
Hagyjam
Tűzgyújtójány.
Van tűz, hülye vagy van készlet? Vazzaka tudtam volna, hogy itt van készlet.
Akkor már kész lettél volna.
Az hát.
De így meg most kiesik a balanszból. Ugye hát az egyik keze az 40 kilóval nehezebb, mint a másik. Egyébként kurva szar lehet, most így belegondolva. Olyan, mintha vennél, nem tudom én, 2 karton cukrot, és az egyik kezedbe lenne, és úgy futnál. Már hogy kétszer ilyen, mit tudom én, 12 kiló. Szóval megszkönnölted?
Meg hát.
És mit mond a fáma?
Hogy nincs lőszer.
De azért jobb ilyen közelről, nem? Azt a kurva!
Mi a fasz
Power
ez?
Rangers, az hogy kilőtte? Kotaló az nagyon le van maradva. Ott van fegyver. Azt a kurva.
Tűzgyújtó lokátor füle!
Az jó. Szóval közelről nem jobb az a másik, és sokkal gyorsabban tölt újra. A felső.
Azt tudom, hogy... Passzol!
Nagyon dühös.
Hol a kotaló amúgy? Nem úgy volt, hogy az izé vele?
Teszteli a kezét.
Hát de bazd meg! Érted?
Marok marcsát ki. Megnézd, hogy hogy működik.
Bazd meg!
Hát ez soha nincs sehol.
Marok marcsát, bazd meg.
Na bazd meg.
Kaptam egy sallert.
Ebben még kell cukor.
Nem jó. Húha! Jaj! Hol van az a buzi? Mi a faszom ez a kilövés? Mi a faszom ez Apollo 13? Houston baj van? Houston? A kurva anyád Houston! Mi? Mi? Pisi, megölt!
Hát pocó. És miért? Mert nem nézted meg a fámát, hogy mit ír.
Pisi, hagyjál fámával, Geci. Gecolj. valósítva, mert a film.
Houston. Azaz. Hát most már legalább édes. Szétcsapdáznám az agyát. Meglát.
Már meglátott.
Igen. Fagysebzés, sokkoló sebzés. Csapdákat le, mint a picsa. Nem látott még meg amúgy. Most kezd meglátni. Most vintogató. Lefagyott, lefagyott! Most kéne bontóizével.
Csinálj már! Nem! Nem csinálj
De
a
mi plazmát
geci!
akarsz?
Nem!
Nem! Ez még fagyva is, hogy rád ront el. Bling! Egy lokátorfül.
Új, de geci vagy.
Szíp! Fingik egyet és rád repül.
Nem, nem.
Nem, nem. Most lőd neki. Ja, ez ennyit ugrál? Ez rosszabb, mint a skip.
Új,
Az
geci!
szép. Lefolyott a szikla. Pics! Lefagyott! Na, ilyenkor nem lehet rá izét nyomni? Némító csapás? Jó lenne, a Kotalló is csinálna valamit, amúgy. Fémkarú rabló. Hát arra van szükség, hogy csinálj valamit. Nincs lőszer. Most meg ne halljunk. És aztán meg ne halljanak. Azaz. Bontsad le. Már nincs is élete! Marha jó. Szép. Na bazd meg.
Well, I think it's safe to say the new arm works fine.
Agreed.
Ez tényleg fémkarú rabló lett. Most miért ő viszi el az alkatrészt?
This is what I am now. What I overcame. Anything else feels wrong.
Super.
Like a disguise. I'll use the new arm when I need it, but the rest of the time, I will simply be myself.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You have my thanks for doing this with me. Here. Something to mark our victory.
Thank you. I'll see you later then.
The Ten be with you, Aloy.
Jó nagy zsebe van ennek is, hogy zsebre rakta a karját. Begemút emelője. Hallod, megint van egy csomó képzettségpontunk. 8.
Igen, tudom. Még gyűjtök le erről a faszról.
Hát így cukorral meg lehetett inni, de... Hello. Belő. Anya repül majd?
I'll gather these while I can.
Nem tudom.
Annak a madárnak igen örülök.
Kifogytak kicsit a gyógyikák.
Gondolj, hogy fölvesz. Nyomva tartod az X-et, akkor gyorsul be.
De hogy megy föl?
Hát úgy.
Ja, hogy fordítva.
Hát igen, a repülős izék azok így szoktak lenni. Tudom, te nem szereted.
Van valakinek valami hasfájása.
Igen? Jó. Itt te? Hát szállj le. R2-t nyomod. És akkor elvileg leszáll az ha csak az R2-t tartod nyomva, akkor izé. Vagy le kéne neki, de aztán lehet, hogy
jó, mindjárt csak...
Ja.
Nem akarod a berepülni.
Ja nem, gondolom milyen városokban nem tudsz már, hogy így a piac térre nem tudsz leszállni. Kicsit odébb kéne valahol ott. De szép ez a zene is.
Fára se tudod?
Nem, viszont nem bír el. Nem egy négyzetet, nem száll le amúgy.
De nem, ott meg nem tudod tudni felmenni. Good. Mondja a pletyót. Hello.
We've had reports of rebel holdouts in the area. They've been spotted south in the forest. A few have made camp to the southwest, near the coast. More have set up defenses west of here, past the bulwark. And we don't have enough squads to deal with them all. Best be prepared when you're out there.
Jó, majd
Thanks for letting me know.
Közcsike.
Közcsi a pletyit.
Ha lesz rá idő, majd megoldom.
Aloy, it's Kotalo. I've heard the ballista in the arena is still in need of repairs.
Igen, tudom, azt is
I
tudom.
believe a couple of soldiers spoke to you about needing machine parts. Perhaps you could see the mission through.
Tök Death Stranding-es, hogy így.
Szerintem meg, amúgy.
Ahogy így beszélnek hozzám.
For you too, if you're interested. I'm sure it would be a spectacle.
Várjál, hol van ezért?
And there are considerable rewards to mark your victories.
Jó,
Thanks for
jó.
the reminder. I'll
De
try to
azt
get them
szerintem
those parts when I
megszereztem.
Hova mensz most, Clemens?
Tűzhöz.
Any news on your father? Your actions say many of a lesson has been taught. There was the outlander who embarrassed the travel safe.
Tényleg, Drám, ha itt vagy még, végigvitted az Elden Ringet? Sikerült? Befejezni?
Igen, jó.
Már nem néztem a streameket, mert túl sok izé lett volna. Spoiler.
Spoiler?
Aha.
Hé.
Ja, most is nyomja? Na. Értem. Akkor még nem. Még nem sikerült.
Ez is le volt zárva. Már ezt is elkezdtem megcsinálni, csak nem tudtam bemenni, mert le volt zárva izé.
Ez az arénás cucc?
Arénás cucc. Aréna. De most ez benne van az arénában? Benne. Nem tudtam bemenni, mert ezekbe zárkóztak.
Jó van. Nyomjátok 1000-rel. Most én is nagyon élvezem amúgy az Eldent is. Kicsit ópék vagyunk sajnos, de attól függetlenül élvezem.
Jó, várjál, ezt is odaadhatom.
Can I ask you something? Of course.
Ha már úgy van.
Hey, I'm sure I can learn much.
Hello, Pi!
Hello, Pi úr!
Mi a helyzet? Minden rendben? Hey, Pi!
Ez egy ilyet. Kifogyott. Ja, már megvettem, hogy rohadna meg.
És az azt jelzi, hogy kell valamihez? Ott az a sárga genyó?
Igen, ez egy ilyet akkor.
Fogjuk rá. Jó, hát minden sosincs rendben igazából, de...
Thank you.
Mi is el vagyunk, tök jó volt, reggel hó volt, most meg süt a nap.
Jó, jó. Majd szólok. Aréna gyomora. Aréna nyomora.
Tetszett a hó reggel. Kár, hogy elolvadt.
Kár mi?
Aha.
Hello.
Ez mellék, nem?
Igen, de már
Jó, nem baj, csináljuk
már csak el kell vinni amúgy.
Jó, meg csináljuk meg most. Mondjuk nem támogatom a gladiátor harcokat, de... Hát ez van. A játékba belefér végül.
De se azért, de hol van az a...
Valahol benn.
De hol van?
Lehet, hogy fönt, vagy nem tudom.
Fönt, vagy lent.
Lesz az ehek még drágább is szerintem.
Ja, azért nem tudom.
Én nem tudom, én még örülök neki, hát most még azért április van. Ilyenkor még azért havazhat. Volt, hogy májusban is esett. Ez még annyira nem vészes.
Ja, hello. Ez egy uckival.
De el is olvattam úgy. De havazzon.
Na végre.
Hát de télen nem havazik, akkor legalább ilyenkor havazzon. Tök szép volt. Hello, András.
Hello.
You're welcome to fight anytime.
How does it work?
Simply speak to me, and I'll arrange a challenge for you.
And any medals you win from fighting, you can exchange with me for some of the tribes, not just from the arena, but also medals won after upgrading your gear. I think you'll come to...
I'm here to help train our squads.
Yeah.
Good thing for you. I'll take my leave then.
Azzal beszélnék, hogy most milyen cuccokat ad.
Well then,
Meg hogy mi mennyibe kerül. Mert van már egy pár ilyen izénk.
Igen?
Igen, mert én megcsináltam egy-két ilyen vadászgenyót. Nem sokat mondjuk. Mi a helyzet, András? Minden okés? Gyönyörű szép vasárnapi nap van. Süt kint a nap. Egyébként tök jó idő.
Van
I
szép.
found some of the tags you mentioned.
Good. The squad made some families of the deceased. This is for you. As all...
Kurva jó a játék. Tudunk repülni végre.
Morsol vadászni.
Nézd meg a legendásokat csak.
Halálfülkész árnyéka.
80 aréna medál, nullánk van. Jó, azok már aréna medálok. És mindegyik 80-ba kerül. Az meg vadászmedálba izék. Szuper. Még maradt magyarul.
Őrszasszony.
Most jut eszembe, basszus. Nem sok mondjuk. Peter, nem akarsz Horizonozni? Ezt nem nyomod, nem?
Adjál mogyit.
Marha finoman vagy itt. Nem adok. Nem adok.
Nem vagyok.
Irigy.
Irigy vagy.
Igen, most haladtunk, meg tök jó, hogy végre van madarunk. Szeretek röpködni. Megyünk fölküldizni?
Igen, most így tüzet keresek.
Tényleg?
Elsőt se játszottad, komolyan?
Nem jön be annyira az a világ, vagy?
Pedig kurva jó amúgy.
Jó amúgy. Szerintem egyszer adjál neki egy esélyt
Akkor
meg.
főzni megyünk?
Mi? Ja, fő. Nem?
Fő.
Jó van. Szerintem ne hagyd ki, mert tényleg jó. Ez a rész ez meg annyira gyönyörű, hogy beleszakad a szívem.
Beleszakad a szíved?
Ja.
Mi a fasz? Folyik itt.
Mit kereső?
Hát, hogy mi van itt, ami új?
Gondolom.
Ja, gyors utazás.
Hát mi is ugye azt játsszuk meg, ezt most igazából semmi mást kb.
Mit kell mit? Ja, a bázis. Ja,
Ugye heti egyszer streamelünk Eldent is, meg ezt is, de közben azért haladgatunk. Kérsz Magyi?
Na.
Meg a képzettségpontokat nyomd el.
Jó.
Ne hordozgassuk.
Ennek megint van pletykája. Hello.
Kecske.
There's someone in Arrowhand who's been looking for you, champion. Goes by the name of Moralo. Sounded like he had something important to discuss.
I'll try to stop by Arrowhand when I can then.
Mi még azt nem fejeztük be, mert abba hagytuk az Elden meg a Horizon miatt. Elraktuk későbbre. De az is kurva jó lett. Nagyon élvezzük azt is. Úgy élveztük. Úgyhogy majd ha ezzel végeztünk, akkor befejezzük.
Ja, azt mondtuk, hogy elérjük a pontokat. Mire?
Amire akarod. Csak ne tartogassuk, minek.
Jó.
Egyébként ezeket a botorság hullámokat se használjuk sose.
Botorság hullámokat? Nem olyan szar amúgy.
Ja, jó. Na, az jó. Ez is jó.
Na, segíre is vertünk.
Honnan van 8000 izénk? Píszünk? Nem, mintha bánnám csak.
Játszottam kicsi.
Ja.
Baj?
Nem.
Na jó van.
Hey, Mr. Know-It-All is here. You know, your focus buddy who never smiles. I didn't know what to do with him, so I had him wait in your room.
Got it. Thanks. Well, Silence.
No.
Looks like you finally found a door you could open without me.
I'm glad it's there, actually. It kept me from having to mingle with the company you keep. But enough prattle. I believe you owe me an explanation. Your plans for the Zenith base.
You're right. I do owe you. My spear in your throat for deceiving me again. At the Hades Proving Lab.
I doubt you asked me here for that kind of reckoning.
No. Right now, I need your help. So I'm giving you one final chance. But if you ever betray me again, I will kill you no matter what the circumstance. Understood?
Very well. Though we'll both face a decidedly short future if you can't get us inside that base.
Aloy, your other guest is here. She's, coming to you.
Thanks. Good timing. The truth is, I can't actually get us into the base. But she can.
Hello.
The company you keep is even worse than I thought.
Not a fan of surprises, are you? Oh, look. That must be your little invention.
Does the weapon work? Without self-destructing?
Of course it does. I've eliminated the imperfections and greatly improved its design and output.
How can we be sure?
Care for a demonstration?
Enough, both of you. We're in this together, at least for now. Go talk to Erend. Tell him I said to give you rooms of your own. I'll come see you when I get a chance.
Oh no, you first.
Na, ezek majd még összejönnek. A végén.
Felbaszom.
Better get everyone in the control room so Tilda can tell us what she knows about the Zenith base.
You know, we've never played Machine Strike together.
Oh no. I got enough trouble with Cthulhu with kicking my ass.
Who said? Aloy. It appears that we have some interesting new guests. I'm glad to see you're okay, though. I heard you gave the Tanakh something to talk about. I was half expecting you to burst in through the ceiling riding a sunwing.
Sorry to disappoint. Thoughts on our new Zenith acquaintance?
I'd say she smells like death, but even death smells of something. She's more like a cold piece of metal. Bent on repelling all semblance of life.
She's definitely different.
És milyen jó? Jó cucc?
Ready to head over to the Zenith base?
Whatever comes, we will endure.
Have you talked to any of our new...
Erend and I tried speaking to Silence, but apparently our tribal prattle is unnecessary.
Charming, isn't he? I have to go. I trust you.
I'll make sure Erend doesn't punch Silence in the...
Thanks.
Most tegnap stream után még mi is nyomultunk amúgy. Kicsit fejlesztettük a fegyókat.
And took out Regala's machines? You know what? I don't even know why I'm surprised. I saw we have visitors and a new weapon. Does this mean we're ready to take the fight to the Zeniths?
Almost.
Mondjuk. Aha, a dupla bosszokat rühellem egyébként. Meg az olyanokat, amik mobokat idéznek.
Our very own Zenith.
I almost went up to her to ask her, well, every question I've ever had about the legacy. Every diviner I know would kill to get 5 minutes with one of the old ones. But now that she's here, all I feel is a vague unease. I don't know if I'm scared of finding out more uncomfortable truths, or just scared of her. Probably both.
You sure you're okay going on this mission? I know things must be happening
Yeah.
fast for you.
I've already braved oceans
Van
and
egy pár.
madmen who thought they were ancestors reborn.
Elég
Why not a
mocskosak.
few immortals with lethal drones at their command too?
Guess the more the merrier. Are you okay?
I was wondering, is it really safe having someone like Regala here? She seems angry. The kind of angry that leads to murdering people in their sleep.
Don't worry. We're going to point that anger in the right direction. The Zeniths.
If you say so.
I hope our new guests have been behaving.
This Silence. He's the one who built the weapon that can...
He is. Though I wouldn't expect him to answer any questions about it. He refuses to dole out his secrets to us lesser mortals.
Oh.
You know that special part of us that makes us warm, kind, welcoming?
Our... spirit?
Most el vagyok a dupla Twin Blade-del.
He was born without that.
Meg a klóval. Azt is kezdem megszeretni amúgy.
Anything new around here? Kotalo showed me the schematics for his new... I recall reading about robotic limbs, but I never thought I'd see one in action. Technology like that would be think of what it could do for injured workers, but knowing the Imperial family...
Replacing body parts as they grow older.
Exactly.
I need to wrap...
I'll be ready when you...
And like I said, I'll head back to San Francisco as soon as I can.
Thank you, Aloy.
Aloy, you came back with some interesting friends.
Wish I could say we don't need them. But Silence and Tilda are here for a reason. Even Regala.
Yeah. Enemy of my enemy and all that, right?
Right.
Egyébként ebből tök jó filmet lehetne csinálni.
You, talk to Tilda? at all?
Shorty.
I tried. I don't think even a hot force
I think
can
I'll
help
be
us.
close.
And you say she wants to help?
I think so. Well, let's hope.
Még az is meg lenne ugye a face modell.
Doesn't
Csak
look like
mondjuk
any
lehet,
of our
hogy
guests are
nem
making
színész, vagy
trouble.
nem jó színész.
Yet. So, Kotalo tells me you flew. Well, that's new. I've been busting my balls trying to learn to read. You're out there having all the fun.
Don't worry. You'll be getting all the fun you can handle soon. With the Zeniths.
Ja.
Looking forward to it.
A Varnak is jól sikerült.
I guess Silence is keeping to himself, as usual.
I was hoping you'd give me an excuse to hammer his sorry ass to the ground.
Please don't.
You telling me you wouldn't want to get just one good hit on that smug face of his? After everything he's done?
Sure. Later. Right now, he's got something we need. I better get...
Oh, you know where to...
Összehívjuk őket?
Szerintem aztán lehet, hogy szívni fogunk a végén, mert nincsenek kifejlesztve a cuccaink, meg nincsenek túl erős cuccaink.
Okay. Maybe it's time to get everyone together so Tilda can brief us.
De meglátjuk, hogy csak boldogulunk valahogy.
Is that? What the fuck is... Me?
What's this? Looks like there's some data here. Huh. So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating atmosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected.
Már hogy itt milyen íjunk van, vagy az Eldenben?
We connect some of them already. And it seems like there are more out there. Okay, data module's in.
Ja, itt meg tudod nézni, hogy Mi a fasz? Oda izéltél, vagy?
Nem tudom milyen faszom ez.
Ja, szerintem meg lehet nézni, hogy milyen küldik vannak, meg hogy merre kell menni ott. Szerintem.
Igen.
Aha, hogy melyik területen mi az, amit még nem csináltál meg, legalábbis nekem most úgy tűnik. Hát itt a játékban most semmilyen legendary cuccunk nincs még. Amúgy. És lehet, hogy a végére el fog kelleni majd. Ja, azt nem tudom, azt majd kinyomozzuk, hogy mi az a...
Okay, everyone. We all know what's at stake. Beta, Gaia. Not to mention life on Earth. Now, it might seem like the Zeniths are invincible, but they're not. We've got what it takes to break into their base and defeat them.
Legendary
We
cuccok
have one of
nincsenek.
them on our side. Tilda, show us the base.
It is constructed atop the ruins of an ancient military facility on an island to the southwest. I can get us inside. To this location. Undetected.
How exactly?
You'll know when you need to. Once inside, our goal will be this structure. The launch tower. Gaia and Beta are being held at the top. But along the way, we will face overwhelming resistance. Most importantly from Gerard, Eric, and the others. But also...
Once I take away their shields, we should be able to deal with them. But it will be easier to deploy the device if someone else is carrying it. I'll need a strong back.
Carry stuff? Yeah, I can do that.
Even if your device works, there will still be Spectre drones, scores of them.
If only we had an army to fight them.
I've got that under control. You'll know when you need to. All right. We'll meet up again just before we go in. Where's the best place to rendezvous?
On the coast, just across from the island. Once there, I'll show you the way.
Okay. I'll let you know when I arrive at the rendezvous point. And then you can join me. In the meantime, do whatever you need to prepare. Understood?
Mi legyen, mocok, befejezzük jövő héten, és addig még szerezzünk cuccokat? Vagy menjünk neki most?
Azt akarod?
Nem tudom. Nem tudom, mert igazából meg kíváncsi is vagyok, hogy mi lesz.
Tilda helped me get in touch with Beta, and she told me something important. There's an installation inside the base. It's called a regulator. Here. Once we're inside, I need you two to split off from everyone else and destroy it. So you'll have to bring explosives. This will help stop the drones. Everything depends on it. You with me? After that, I want you to find a way to infiltrate the Zenith network.
How?
Go over all the data that Beta left behind. She knew how to do it, I'm sure of that.
All right. But why? What am I trying to do?
Find information about the Zeniths. Anything Tilda's not telling us.
Mi van, ha Tilda elárulja őket amúgy?
There's no way we can take her on her word.
I'll do my best.
Keep her safe, okay?
On my life.
Na mi legyen, pocó?
Nem tudom. Döntsd el te.
Nem, dönts el most el. Én eldöntöttem, hogy megöljük erre Gallát.
Jézus Istenem.
We're finally doing that.
Never thought I'd be off on a mission to take down a bunch of immortals. I can hear the drinking songs already.
If that one's not working right, you can have one of my spare focuses, you know.
Yeah, little bugger's got some personality, that's all. Saved my butt with those specters. Wouldn't feel right to leave it behind now. You know, besides, it goes with my outfit.
Wouldn't want to spoil your look. Varro made the right call.
Thanks. Yeah, I found out a few days before you guys went to... I was... well, I mean, so he sat me down for a drink. Vala, Ursa, loss and revenge.
You know, we never did get that drink you promised back in the Embrace. And you never told me exactly how your sister escaped the mad sun.
I guess we never got round to it. World, a time like the present, though, if you're up for it.
You think it's time for us to finally have that drink?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh.
So, how did Ursa escape Mad Sun King Jiran's palace?
Well, first she had to survive the Sun Ring. See, during the war, the Karja threw a prisoner a day in there. And, for what? To die as sacrifices, fighting machines in a pit. Thinking somehow that was gonna appease all the other deranged machines in the world? Ha! And when it was Ursa's turn, the Karja thought she'd go down if they threw a big machine at her.
Oh, she didn't.
And she defeated all of them. Even got some of Jiran's kestrels for good measure. And the Mad Sun King was impressed, I guess. Thought it'd be funny to have her run around his palace as a servant. He enjoyed humiliating her that way.
I remember you telling me something about that. That's how she met Avad. He helped her escape.
Yeah, but what no Karja scroll will ever tell you is how the young prince snuck Ursa out of the palace. He knew their best chance was to get Ursa to blend in, so he got her everything she needed to disguise herself as a Karja noblewoman. Yeah, perfumes, veils, and all.
I get the feeling she wasn't too happy with that.
Oh man, Ursa would have rather fought her way out of that palace with her bare hands than put on all of that Karja eye paint. But Avad insisted it was the only way, so she agreed under one condition. Avad had to dress up as well.
She made Avad dress up like a noblewoman?
As perfumed and powdered as a babe.
Még nem.
Ursa said he looked
Majd
better
stream
like
után
that than
megyünk.
he ever did in a crown.
That would definitely make for an interesting sight.
Oh, it
Kicsit
worked like a
későn
charm,
keltünk.
too. Not only did they make it out of the palace, they
Pihektünk meg
paid a
streamelni.
traveling merchant to get Ursa to the border, and none were the wiser.
You were right. That was a story best told over a drink.
All good stories are.
I guess
I'll see you at the rendezvous point.
I wouldn't have it any other. I hope everybody's ready for this. Fighting the Zeniths isn't going to be easy.
Aloy, nothing you do ever is. At least now you don't have to do it alone.
Ja, most már vagyunk egy páron.
I know there's probably a lot on your mind right now, but I was wondering if you were able to install the reboot code on So, T, and Do.
Stray land gods? No, not yet, but I'll let you know as soon as I
Azt se
do.
csináltuk.
Thank you.
Everyone here. Training if it weren't for Varl.
Hát lehet, hogy elrakhatjuk amúgy jövő hétre, nem? És
There was
akkor
this
még
one night
mellékezünk.
he realized I was having troubles. To be honest, I think we both were. So he brought up this hologram of Earth that you two found back. We sat there. I thought about how Plainsong was, how every corner of it must be teeming with life, and any fears I had about our mission. I miss him terribly.
I know. You and Aaron seem to be on better.
He may have terrible taste in music, but he did and that ale he keeps raving about isn't half bad. I still plan on beating that stubborn face of his to break our...
Try not to hurt him too bad. I should go.
Before you do,
What is it?
you placed this focus in my care, and gave me the highest calling an Utaru has ever known. If I should fall in battle, I'd like you to be the one to bury my seed pouch. For the both of us.
So,
make sure you stay alive to do so.
Let's just try to all come back home. Okay? You nervous?
I'd be lying if I said I'm not slightly apprehensive.
The plan will work if we all focus on our assignments.
Right.
The rest of us should be enough of a distraction to the Zeniths for you to hack into their network undetected. But you'll have to be quick, in case they do.
What exactly do you expect me to find, Aloy?
I don't know. The truth, if we're lucky. Once all this is over, will you go back across the ocean?
I don't know. The more I think about it, the more worried I become. If I go back, I don't even know if they'd let me keep this focus you gave me, or what they'd do to me for reading what is clearly forbidden data. Even if I somehow were allowed to carry on my duties as a diviner, would I be willing to let the truths I've learned about the ancestors be buried away by the Board of Overseers? Would I dare challenge them and risk my family's safety?
Egyébként az ő népét ismerik a legkevésbé, nem?
Federa.
A többiekkel azért több interakció volt.
Who's this Federa you mentioned?
Aztán lehet, hogy még a mellékek alapján majd
Another diviner.
őket is jobban megismerjük.
We used to be rivals at the I hated her guts, but apparently there's a fine line between. We became very close, and then I was she promised she'd wait for me, no matter how long it took.
Well, that was smart of her. She won't do any better.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I do. I want you to know I'm glad you're with us, Alva.
Whatever happens, I'm grateful that the legacy brought us together. I never thought I'd get to actually meet an ancestor.
Come on, do I look that old? Katalo will protect you.
I'm not afraid. I know Katalo will fulfill his duty, as will I. If we die doing so,
Hát elvileg szombaton szerintem. Ilyen dél és egy környékén, ha minden jól megy.
We'll try and keep that in mind.
I need to get going.
Elvileg az a terv mindig, hogy szombaton az, vasárnap ez. Ha még végig nem toljuk őket.
Ayla, we still need to.
Right.
Thanks.
What was Leviathan again?
A flood control system back in the Great Delta. It was built by Eileen Sasaki, another of our ancestors. If we can acquire the data on it, we might be able to fix the system back home. Then my sister, my parents, other families won't have to live in fear of their homes washing away when the long rains come.
Right. And to find it, we need to head back to St.
Yeah, okay.
I should head out.
I'll go back to...
Megbeszélsz mindenkivel?
Hát kéne, nem?
Jó.
De akkor kéne.
Beszéltünk.
Did you need something? Bravo. You managed to sway a Zenith to your side. Care to explain?
Not a chance. I thought you said the weapon was ready.
There's always room to optimize. But that's not why you're here. I assume you want to comprehend my undertakings. So, ask away.
Since when were you so forthcoming?
Since you turned this into a waiting game. And as it seems you have found modest success, perhaps I'm willing to be generous.
While I was out there, I had a couple run-ins with the Quen.
The tribe from across the ocean. And?
Their entire tribe was shaped around the discovery of focuses. One of them, Alva, even joined me here. Don't you want to know more about them?
No. They stumbled upon the greatest technological artifact from the ancient world, and what did they do with it? They shrouded the knowledge they unearthed in mysticism and taboo, creating a pantheon out of corporate shills.
Yes, well, it also led them to Thebes.
Did it now?
So those run-ins with the Quen I mentioned. On one of them I teamed up with their expedition to search Thebes. We found Pharaoh at the end.
You must have needed Omega clearance. So, what was it like?
Worse than you can imagine.
He single-handedly wiped out collective human knowledge. I'm sure it was still less than he deserved.
Let me guess. You would have scraped him into a jar so you could prod his brain, like what you did with Hades.
For a start.
Nagy zsivány ez az is.
How does it work?
I've upgraded the delivery system. It now emits a wave-like effect covering a significant distance.
That doesn't fully answer my question.
No, but I'd be a fool to reveal its inner workings. After all, why did you withhold your plan for dealing with the Zenith drones? Yes, even you can appreciate the value of secrecy when warranted. Suffice it to say that the weapon will work. The intricacies of how is knowledge that is mine alone.
Okay, so your big plan, everything you've been manipulating for the last few months. Let me see if I got this straight. You learned about the Zeniths from Hades when you interrogated it. Then you came up with a plan to defeat them by using a Tenakth army and that weapon. And to get the Tenakth to fight for you, or rather the Sons of Prometheus, armed Regalla's rebels with override tech.
Did you have an actual question, or are you still playing catch-up?
So all this time, even before I found the coordinates at the Spire, you were out here scheming. Why couldn't you just tell me?
When I learned of the Zenith's return to Earth, I laid out my plans. I knew I would one day require an army of overzealous Tenakth to assault the Zenith base. The casualties would be extreme. And I knew you would never allow such a sacrifice, no matter how necessary. Thus, I devised a means to remove your interference from the equation. At the Hades Proving Lab.
Why help Regalla take over? If you wanted an army, you could have just gone to Hekarro.
Before Regalla's rebellion, Hekarro was only concerned with battling machines and fostering friendships with Akarja. Even if I gained his ear, he would never agree to send his forces to battle a threat he couldn't understand.
So helping a bloodthirsty exile was easier?
Yes. Exceedingly so. All Regalla craved was war against the Karja and anyone who threatens the Tenakth. She would have led the tribe into battle without question, which was precisely what I needed.
You wanted me to surrender to the Zeniths at the Hades Proving Lab. They almost killed me.
Based on everything I knew about them, I concluded they would find you a useful asset, thereby keeping you out of harm's way and, more importantly, out of my way.
So you really didn't know they had their own clone of Elizabeth?
No. Unfortunately, there was no way I could have known that particular detail.
Detail? Well, I guess if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here today. Why create the Sons of Prometheus? You didn't need a bunch of Oseram tinkerers to make override tech.
They were a necessary safeguard. My time serving Hades and the Eclipse demonstrated the risks of getting directly involved. Through the Sons of Prometheus, I could execute my plans, all while remaining anonymous.
All right, Silence. I think I've talked to you long enough. I'll let you know when it's time to go. And try not to mess with Tilda while you're in here. I don't need the two of you butting heads.
Ah, yes. I wonder if you understand what kind of... For someone to live as long as she has, outlast as many calamity, well, your goals may be aligned now, but I'd watch for the...
Yeah, I'm aware. Reminds me of someone else I know.
Survival is only a necessity to my greater purpose, Aloy. I'd hoped you'd recognize that by now.
Do you know something or not?
Oh, I know a great deal of things. But on this, just call it a feeling.
Oh, a feeling? You mean you finally had one? Huh. Guess even you can change, Silence.
Remember, we need to get Silence back into the Zenith base intact if we want to take their shield soon.
I'll be gentle with it, I promise.
Jó, várjál.
So,
Figyú, viszont lehet, hogy most már a nyersanyagokat a izékre kéne tartogatni, nem?
Mikre?
Hát, hogyha veszünk majd... most meg kéne szerezni majd egy pár legendary cuccot. Lehet, hogy azokra kéne tartogatni majd a izét.
Jó van.
Nem? Na, így is elég nehéz összevakarni, még nem tudom, hogy van-e olyan cucc, ami kell ehhez is, ahhoz is, de biztos.
Huh. The door's unlocked now. There's a lot of equipment in here.
Well done, Aloy. Despite my reservations, you managed to secure Silence and his weapon. You're truly a shining example of Liz's fortitude.
I've been thinking about what you said at your house. How you were friends with Elizabeth. It was more than that, wasn't it?
Perceptive as ever. You're right, we were together for a time.
Okay, so... what happened?
I was an orphan. I had always been alone. By my 30s, I was starting to wonder if that was simply my fate in life. And then I met Liz. We kept running into each other at conferences. We'd have coffee. At some point, it became drinks. I thought it was just shop talk, an exchange of ideas, but then I was surprised at how much I looked forward to seeing her. Soon we were flying halfway across the world every other week just to meet up. For the first time, I didn't feel lonely. I could imagine a future where I wasn't. I think Liz felt the same way at first. She had lost her mother a few years back. I filled a void for her. I know I did. But as time passed, it seemed as though she wanted less when I wanted more. And so we ended things.
So helping me, restoring Elizabeth's dream, it's what,
a second chance, yes. I made a mistake leaving Earth while Liz stayed behind. I should have done more. So when I saw you, a woman who has carved her own remarkable path, beyond even what made Liz a phenomenon, I knew I had to help you. To do right by her.
Húzta kurva.
When Beta escaped and hid in an ancient research facility, I saw another one of the Zeniths. Verbena. Who was she?
A dull star amidst a sea of brighter constellations. Unlike most of Far Zenith's members who amassed their wealth through shrewd business deals and technological achievements, Verbena inherited her billions. Her father had achieved great success in the luxury holotourism industry. At age 24, she became the world's most eligible bachelorette, branding herself a life designer. Someone who leverages their fame to influence the choice of others.
What? Like a cult?
In a way, yes.
Well, she must have done something right to have survived this long.
She was her own brand of ruthless. That much is true. But even rats can cling to a vessel for escape.
When I was in the ruins of Vegas, I found data on a man named Stanley Chen. I think he was a Zenith.
Stanley, ever the optimist. He was one of the good ones. When we established our colony, he built an exact replica of Las Vegas in virtual reality. Lights, shows, gambling, every detail perfectly recreated. And while others cloistered themselves in their own fantasies, he flung his doors wide to everyone.
The way you're talking about him, I'm guessing he didn't make it back to Earth.
No, he perished when our colony was destroyed. He would have been thrilled to discover that part of his beloved city survived.
What can you tell me about Gerard?
He was the head of the world's largest financial conglomerate, and as such had dealings with almost every major corporation. It made him one of the wealthiest people on Earth, and certainly the wealthiest among Far Zenith.
What does one person do with that much money?
Buy more power, more influence. Gerard's always believed himself to be a refined patrician, able to
Igen,
maintain
megvan már.
Most megcsináltuk.
Úgyhogy jövő hétig majd szétharcikáljuk az agyunkat. Háttérbe, és akkor megpróbálunk pár legendary cuccot szerezni, mert neki megyünk itt a végének. Csak majd beszélünk az arcokkal. Tudom, hogy mennyi infó van mindenről. És akkor még az olvasós cuccokat nem is néztük végig.
I would very much like to see his face when he realizes we've beaten him.
So, Eric. Was he always a bloodthirsty psychopath?
I believe he got worse over time. On Earth, he was the founder of a profitable private military company. A band of cutthroats, in other words. Even as governments
Hát gondolom.
human combatants.
Látjuk egyébként már ezeket is milyen nehéz főzni, gondolom ahhoz meg ilyen retek cuccok kellenek. Úgyhogy lesz mit csinálni. De gondolom megéri amúgy, nem? Már hogy elég, gondolom elég jó motyók.
On occasion, all for the thrill of it. But on Sirius, he retreated to virtual reality simulations. In them, he could go on rampages as violent as he pleased, though I suspect with diminishing satisfaction.
All of his tribe believes he was one of the greatest people from the old world.
Then they would be quite disappointed to meet him, though I'm sure he'd bask in the adoration.
Okay, so I've had run-ins with a handful of zeniths. What about the rest?
An array of the wealthiest people on Earth, titans of their industries.
And let me guess, all selfish and ruthless to the core?
Most, but not all. There were a few with whom I got along. Annika Murjani, for instance, was always delightful. She founded the Holonet's most successful dance channel and was herself mesmerizing to watch. And I had fascinating discussions with Song Jiao about her work in cellular biology. Our immortality treatments are due in part to her achievements. But then there were others like Devin Miller, the CEO of a fast food printing corporation. His only real preoccupation
hát majd kicsit rámegyünk bildelgetésre jövő hétig, vagy megpróbálunk, remélem lesz időnk, meg energiánk. Igen, most délutános leszek, és ilyenkor nem sokat szoktam játszani.
What else can we expect to find in the Zenith base?
As I mentioned in the briefing, our goal will be the command center. That's where Beta and Gaia are being held. There are also printing facilities where the others have been amassing the natural resources they've stripped from the region.
What for?
First for use in the base's infrastructure, and then to fabricate more Spectre drones, a small army of them.
When I was out in the wilds, I saw a shuttle take off from the island, heading for space.
It was likely ferrying materials to and from our ship in orbit. After hundreds of years luxuriating in our digital comforts, the ship was barely space-worthy when we made our escape. Disaster can strike at any moment.
Mert a pincébe úgy érted, hogy ahol a béta volt.
Have you figured out how Silence's weapon works?
No, and he's been very careful not to allow me near it. I'll admit it bothers me, but regardless of how it functions,
nem voltunk, de akkor lenézünk.
I'm confident it will deactivate the other shields en masse.
How many of them are in the base?
10, including Eric and Gerard. Only a handful of us made it to our ship when our colony collapsed.
Why do you think Elizabeth pulled away?
I've wondered that for 1,000 years. She was brilliant, visionary. She cared so deeply for the world, for the betterment of humanity. But it also felt like she kept everyone at arm's length, including me. She never wanted to share her burdens. I think, in the end, she had a core that she never let anyone be part of. Sometimes I wonder if anyone really knew her.
I found a recording of you and Elizabeth back in the proving lab after Farzineth's attempt to steal Gaia.
Yes. A most unpleasant conversation.
She said something after the call. I think she regretted how things ended between you.
Did she? All this time, thank you for telling me. I've always hated that those were the last words we ever said to each other. And that her last impression of me was as a functionary of Far Zenith, not who I truly am.
Why did you make the data channel look like your house?
I built that house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place, not just for me, but for the art
már
stored
beszéltük
in
vele
its
annak
depths,
idején, nem?
cultural
Még a
artifacts
izénél.
of incalculable.
And you wanted Beta to see the...
Yes.
Ja.
I
Még
thought
ott
if she
a...
could experience Vermeer and
Mhm,
a
yeah,
heritage
yeah.
every bit as valuable as the scientific. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret. She needed its shelter, even.
Yeah.
So you know a lot about me through my old folk.
What would you like to know?
Well,
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
so we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast, but you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You are a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future, one where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
You said before that you're not like the other Zeniths, that you never were.
Out of necessity. I'm not proud of it. But complicity became a means both when Earth was consumed and when the colony on Sirius was destroyed. I did what I had to. But I resolved to try to undo what damage I could. Hence the data channel with Beta, the secret passage into their base.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you know when it's time.
I'll be
Na
here.
figyelj!
And thank you, Aloy, for giving my past as always. But when
Most beszélünk még mindenkivel?
I see Liz's dream fulfilled.
Maybe we can make it happen.
We will.
Nézzünk le a pinyókba.
Jó, sose tudom, hol van.
Én se.
Itt.
Csak tudod.
This place smells wrong. No sand or wind, only cold steel.
Tökre ilyen Apollónos
And the
karakter.
others up there, your squad.
They can hold their own. As for this base, it may not be what you're used to, but it is a shelter.
Call it what it is. A cage.
You came here on your own.
For the battle you promised. So for now I wait in my cage for your word. Tell me when to strike.
Na fej szólunk. Mindig élezd a kardot.
Are you really going to fight alongside me?
I have no reason to try.
Really?
I failed to kill Hakaro. Failed to eliminate you. No Tenakth would follow me now. The Karja remain out of my reach, cowering behind their walls. All I have left are the screams of those long dead and unending rage.
Jaj, káok.
Papa.
So show me where to bury it.
Jó vagy édes? Így van, papa.
The deal you made.
Mindjárt végzünk a streammel, jó kicsim, aztán kiviszlek, jó? Kicsim nagyon remegsz.
That name means nothing to me.
Gyere, papa.
My agreement was with Oseram mercenaries.
So all this time, you didn't even know who you were really dealing with? And you trusted a group of outlanders?
If it was a trick, I would have crushed them. But they offered me the chance to run the Karja down with machines. The terror in your enemy's eyes when they see you charge. You know what I'm talking about. I bet you felt it.
I don't think so. What about your end of the deal? Would you have honored it?
Had I killed Akaro and become chief, these Zeniths would have been the first of the tribe's victories. But because of you,
Majd meglátod, ha mész ellenünk.
my people will continue to consort with the enemy. A tribe of weaklings.
Kis pukkához beszéltem.
Because of me,
Tudod jól.
hundreds of Tanakh won't throw away their
Nem
lives
tudom, mi
in a
baja
battle
van,
they
valamiért
can't
izé
win.
a... Sasol, meg remeg.
The whole
Mondjuk remegni
time
mindig
I've been in
remeg.
the West, I've been fighting you and your rebels. I'd at least like to know why.
Mindjárt vége, jó, és kidoblak majd. Ne dobjál ki, papa!
Why did you do it?
Dork, Jiroka, Makalo, and the Karja pushed into the desert to raid our people. My brother's squad was among the first to intercept them, but the Karja captured them, strung them up, and burned them alive as an example. It was too late.
Ja, jó
I
lenne
found
amúgy.
them by the sound of their screams.
So you wanted vengeance?
Így jöhetne a harmadik rész.
No. I wanted
Nagyon jó, amúgy nagyon jóra csinálták.
to tear down the Karja's cities and drown the land in blood. Hunt down every last survivor and grind their bones until the sky chokes on the dust. But my
Költőnek
chief
is elmetett volna ez a nő.
Hm?
Költőnek is elmetett volna, amilyen izéket mond. Költői képeket.
How did Hikaru betray you?
Hakaro called on the clans to resist the Karja's red raids. But we did more than just defend. We hunted them, and they fled as children before a pack of claw striders all the way to their border. There we ripped down their stone walls. Their domain was ours for the taking. But when it came time to push on, Hakaro ordered us to fall back. What soldier retreats when slaughter is at hand?
The kind who wants peace for their people.
Peace is just a lull between vendettas. But I thought my chief had greater tactics in mind, so I stood by him, even when he allowed that filthy Karja to join our ranks.
Fashav.
I enjoyed watching him die at the embassy. He should have been put down when we first captured him on the field. Instead, Hikaru made him a marshal.
Fashav told me how he became a marshal. He earned it just like any Tanakh.
It was an insult. No outlander can ever deserve to wear our armor, bear our marks.
Lassan ki kell vigyem,
And when
Dudát.
Karja messenger was brought before us, that's when I knew. I had to run my blade through Hikaru and drag his treacherous corpse to the gates of the sun.
What happened when the Karja messenger appeared before Hikaru?
The quivering priests bore a message from their new king. No more war. No more raids. Suddenly the Karja wanted to talk peace. An embassy at the very fortress we tore down? A true Tanakh would never take a Karja truce. Their blood exists to be spilled. But Hikaru lapped up the priest's message. He showed himself a Karja-loving traitor, which he accepted.
Karja simogató.
That's when I challenged him.
And lost.
His mercy was just another sign of his weakness.
Tiéd meg az, hogy nem tudtad megölni.
I vowed never to rest until the debt was repaid, with him on his knees before me. So with an army of soldiers and machines at my back, I returned. The day you got in my way.
Így jártál.
All right. I got.
Ever since you got in my way, I've wanted to see your bones burned white beneath the sun. But if I'm to die in battle, then it might as well be with the one who flew with the wings of the ten.
I'll let you know when it's time
Pedig
to
én is egy idegen vagyok. Tenek ruhába hozzáteszem.
Na, szó.
Na mi?
Elköszönünk.
Hogy érted?
Hát lassan Pudát is ki kéne vinni, be kéne rakni mosást, lassan el kéne menni savazni.
Savazni?
Ja. Aztán akkor jövő hétig farmolunk. És akkor, ha sikerül jó cuccokat szereznünk, akkor jövő héten neki megyünk ennek a... Nem tudom, gondolom ez már így eléggé a vége fele van, nem Krisztián? Meg aki még esetleg is már hogy végig tolta a játékot, már azért gondolom a vége felé járunk. Most nem azt mondom, hogy ez az utolsó küldi lesz, csak... Azt addig meg repkedünk, meg megcsináljuk a mellékküldiket, meg szerzünk új rucikat, meg fegyókat.
Most elvileg izé.
Hát van mit csinálnunk, bőven bassza
ezek
meg.
nincsenek lezárva.
És még ki tudja, mennyit nem szedtünk föl egyébként mellékküldiből.
Ja, hát tudom Pisti, én azt tudom.
Biztos, hogy rengeteget, úgyhogy...
Folyamatosan szoktam fel az
Ja. Jó van. Na jó van, srácok. Köszi, hogy itt voltatok. Jó hétvégét, jó savazást, ha mentek. Ha még nem voltatok, aztán jövő héten találkozunk. Akkor szombaton megint Elden Ring, vasárnap meg folytatjuk ezt.
Manuális mentés.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Sziasztok. Leírják majd a még megyet.
Mi megy?
Megy az autó.